this was originally planted to Chardonnay, Merlot, and Riesling and Gewürztraminer, and then it was torn out in the early 80s, and the Fredes replanted trees and stuff here, so all the property had been dormant without any vines for about almost 20 years.
Wow. What is the soil like here? So are you choosing varietals based on that?
The soil is kind of just one of the factors. I mean, we base our rootstock and varietal selection based on the soil composition. These are all sort of volcanic origin soils. The soil up here is primarily a boomer series loam.
Okay.
And
where are you? I'm going front, you're going back.
so, more importantly than just the soil type is the depth and how much rock is there. And so we did a kind of a soil survey of the whole property and outlined areas where the soil was deeper, less well drained versus the rockier areas, and then also the aspect, whether it's going to get more morning sun or afternoon sun, more heat, more shade, less shade. And so we chose specific rootstocks and then clones as well, like whether we're going to plant Merlot or Cabernet Franc or Petit Verdot or Riesling or Syrah, depending on all those factors and what we thought would grow best there. And then it's subdivided. Each of these blocks are subdivided into kind of micro irrigation blocks that we can then control irrigation on the different sections depending on whether the soil is more well drained or whether it's deeper, soggier soil. And so we can water they may be contiguous because in the mountains you have so much diversity in the terrain, so we can irrigate the drier sections that are right next to the moisture sections and it might be both Merlot blocks, but we can control how they grow a little bit better.
Actually, that is the thing that struck me when I even came in, was just how many different angles and aspects you were utilizing here. I mean, there's lots of bowls and hills, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, so they have 25 acres here, and we have about 47 different irrigation blocks. And so we go through and, we hand manicure each vine in each block, and we irrigate it independently, and most likely pick it independently as well.
Is it, are you on schedule? Everyone seems to be saying it's a little late this year.
It's a little late, yeah, and, a lot of the canopy management has been tricky this year. The vines are really vigorous because of the wet winter and kind of cool spring. So this is our latest block. So this is kind of the last block to get things done to it. So we haven't actually gone through and taken off our lateral shoots or done any leaf pulling here. Whereas like over in this block, which is one of the earlier blocks of Cabernet Franc, we've already gone through and kind of manicured it up.
Yeah, it looks nice. And what you're leaving, like 2?
Yeah, we leave 1 to 2 shoots, 1 to 2 clusters per shoot, and then each position, there's 4 to 5 positions on each cordon, and those will have 1 or 2 shoots, just depending on how the vine's been growing.
It was always my goal to be able to walk into a vineyard, look at the leaf shape, and go, oh, this is so-and-so, and I'm not there.
No, I mean, it's tricky to do that, and it's not altogether that useful, honestly. It's something that is kind of a cool party trick, but
right.
That's about it. This is Cab Franc. The one way that you can identify Cab Franc is it's got a tooth in the sinus.
Oh, that's cool.
And not on every leaf, but on most leaves.
Yeah, right on. Yay, that's my first party trick. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's kind of the Cab Franc's one of the easier ones.
And then they'll get, looking at them now, how much longer to harvest? We're at in end of July.
We're looking at this block probably not being ready to go until middle to end of October.
End of October. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're just right now we're kind of in pre-veraison. The berries are just sizing up, so they're growing. They'll hit a point, probably in about 3 to 4 weeks where they'll stop growing and start turning color and softening up, and then from then it's about 6 to 8 weeks to harvest usually. But it just, it's going to depend on how much heat we get. Right now, because we're above the fog, we're ripening a lot faster than they are on the valley floor, so we're sort of catching up. Even though we've been even more behind than the valley floor, because we get these warm mornings, we'll start, the vines are catching up pretty quickly.
May I put you on camera? Because a lot of people have been saying no to being on camera.
Oh, really? No, that's fine.
All right, so this is Sam Baxter. Right? Last name, right?
Yep.
Right, okay, good. I'm like, wait a minute, wrong guy. So we were just talking on the way over, and Sam was saying he's really been here since the moment this property began to develop the way it is. And he's a local boy, been here, grown up around the vines, and growing these vines up. I love it.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fun taking this property from dirt to vines and making the wine, and really get a sense of the flavors and everything that come out in the wine. Seeing it from all stages in the vineyard, you really kind of get a sense of where that character is coming from, the sense of place in the wine.
And Spring Mountain, if we were to talk about what is its character? I mean, is there a defining character? Is there something that sets it apart from Howell? Or?
Yeah, I think you have, in general, you have very rich wines, a little bit more elegant tannin structure than you get from Howell Mountain Cabernet. The flavor profile tends to have a little bit more of a, in general you get maybe some more chocolate character in the wine, cocoa powder or dark chocolate. And there's also, you often find kind of a black licorice sort of anise character in the wines. They tend to be a little bit more kind of modest than some of the other big mountain cabs. So you have the intensity of the mountain fruit, but there's kind of a little bit more of an elegance and a richness to them versus just pure power.
And you're also doing Viognier, Sauvignon Blanc, Riesling, what else? Syrah?
Syrah, but not all of those are estates. So the Sauvignon Blanc we source from the valley floor. The Viognier we've been sourcing from over in Russian River.
Okay.
We do a Pinot Noir from Russian River as well, and also a Sonoma Coast Pinot.
And why do you, I mean, for me that sounds like a management nightmare, because you have all this fruit coming in at you, and you're also managing the property and harvest. So how come you opted to do all of those?
It's really to have kind of a diverse product line, that when people come up here to visit or for a wine club, that we can offer them something that is a little more, that's unique. There's only so much that we can grow well up here on Spring Mountain.
Right.
And we've opted to focus on, the Merlot, Cab Franc, Cabernet, and then the Syrah and Riesling are kind of on the fringe of what we're doing up here.
Right.
And it just makes more sense to source Pinot from areas that are really suited for it rather than try to push it.
No, absolutely, I get that. And it's more, I find it interesting, so many of the wineries are, they're here in the Napa side, but they are sourcing fruit from even down in Central Coast.
Right. And
they're bringing that up here, and I'm just like, wow, it seems like so much extra work. Just do what you can, but I understand what you said. It's like
it's
having that.
I mean, it's a lot of work no matter what, so.
It's fun work.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, we'll walk around. I want it to be jiggly on the camera over here.